Hi guys, I hope you're all well. To be honest, I'm a little exhausted this week just because I've been recording a course with Sounds True. That's my publisher in Colorado who put out High Magic and is putting out also Angels and Archangels, a Magician's Guide that comes out on July 14th. But they wanted to do a course and it's going to be a 6-week long course. And what we've been recording this week is 4 weeks of it will be purely like pre-recorded teaching. Sort of like what you're seeing here, but in much longer format. And it'll have lots of worksheets and cheat sheets and handouts and all kinds of stuff that goes along with it. Pretty intensive and covers a lot of ground. I'm really excited about it. But 2 weeks of it are also going to be live Q&A. Like people that are taking the course, everyone will log on at a certain time, I'll log on, and we'll just talk about what we've been doing, and you can ask me whatever questions you have that's arising from your practice. And that's usually, honestly, that's my favorite part, doing the question answer stuff. So be on the lookout for that. I'll keep you posted as it gets nearer and post links and such. But going into that, like I just said, the question and answer is always my favorite part. No matter what it is I'm doing, whether it's retreats or classes or what. So I thought we would go back today into doing some more question and answers. I put up a post a couple of days ago about how there are 4 worlds or 4 levels of reality. The reason I said 4 worlds just now is because if you want to delve a lot deeper into like all the technical aspects of what I'm talking about, you can research the 4 Kabbalistic worlds. And there's a lot of information and philosophies and teachings and stuff about that. Different traditions have slightly different ways of doing things, but the 4 Kabbalistic worlds is very, very similar to what I'm talking about. Whenever I posted that, someone asked a question asking would I clarify it or could I explain some more what it means. They were kind of lost. What I'm talking about, the reason I even brought it up is because I made a video about a month ago, I believe it was, talking about the 72 angels of the Shem operation and the 72 goetic entities of the Goetia and how these are aspects of us. You know, like for example, the angels of the Shem operation are our higher selves, they are our higher psyche. The 72 goetic entities are our subconscious or unconscious aspects, like those primitive reptilian parts of our brain that were the first to evolve, that, you know, fight, survive realm of consciousness. So what you're trying to do is combine all of these aspects of our consciousness and of our psyche into one thing so that we are amalgamate them all so that we are a fully integrated person. Well, I then came back and made another video where I was saying, well, if this is true, does this mean magic is all in your head? And what I wanted to point out is that no, by no means is magic entirely psychological. It actually happens on 4 different levels of reality all at the same time. The thing is, most people are not conscious of these levels of reality. They don't experience them. Even people who may have belief that they're true or that they're real still usually aren't experiencing them. Because the only way experience comes about is, well, technically there's 3 ways. One is ritual work, one is meditation, and the other is what they call drama. Drama is like the reenactments, like the old mystery schools in ancient Greece and Rome used to carry out. These things have a tendency of making us aware of these other aspects of reality. This is also why breathing exercises are so important, to be quite honest. You know, we always believe whenever we first start doing these breathing exercises, and here's another thing I would highly suggest looking up, is the divine radiant breath or the radiant divine breath. Usually whenever I teach classes, what I teach is called the earth breath. And with the earth breath, for example, everything is to the count of 4. So you inhale to the count of 4, you hold to the count of 4, you exhale to the count of 4, you hold to the count of 4, and then begin again. Inhale to the count of 4, and you do that over and over. Whenever you do that, sort of what you're picturing is that you are inhaling the element of earth into your Tippereth center that you can then either radiate out through your aura, push through your hands, charge a talisman, whatever you're going to do with it. But there's other kinds of breath that go with the other elements. For example, myself, even though I teach the earth breath in classes, honestly, the only one that I use when I'm doing magic is what's called the fire breath. And with fire breath, you eliminate one of the holds. You know, like with earth breath, you inhale to the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, exhale to the count of 4, hold to the count of 4. With fire breath, on the other hand, you inhale to the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, exhale to the count of 4, and then without stopping, immediately again inhale to the count of 4. So you eliminate one of the holds. The reason I started doing that one is because, honestly, I just found it to be the most powerful, which makes sense because what you're doing, the reason you use these different breaths is because you want to incorporate some of the correspondences and associations of that element into what you're doing. So, for example, you could use the earth breath whenever you're wanting to manifest some sort of prosperity or healing because it's all about the element of earth, and earth covers those things. Fire, on the other hand, fire is the element of pure raw force, of power. So when you're using the fire breath, you are adding force and power to whatever magic you're doing, and it could be any kind. But that's why I choose the fire breath. The thing about these breaths and how they tie into the worlds is, you know, most people think that what you're paying attention to is the breath as it comes in and out of your body, or even as you're holding it. And technically that's not really what you're paying attention to. Over time, what happens is you gradually become focused on your diaphragm. You're supposed to let your attention rest there, and you start to feel it, is what you do. You start to feel the way your diaphragm operates in your body. There's something about observing the diaphragm that makes people become aware of subtle energies that lie behind the breath. And what I mean by these subtle energies is normally whenever you inhale, not only are you drawing in oxygen on the physical level of reality, but you're also drawing in chi or energy on that next higher level of reality, that energetic or etheric or astral level of reality. You're taking that in at the same time because you're doing everything in all 4 worlds simultaneously. For some reason, paying attention to our diaphragm tends to make us more aware of it. It awakens us to the energy that underlies breathing. So look up the divine radiant breath or the radiant divine breath. It's called both things sometimes. But going back to the other levels of reality for a second, by doing the breath work and doing the middle pillar and even the lesser banishing, things of that nature, all these energy work techniques, what you are gradually doing, the first level of reality is the hardcore physical world. Everything you can touch, see, taste, smell, hear, all of that is the physical world. The next level above the physical world is the etheric or astral world, the energy world. So this is the level of reality where you're using and perceiving and functioning on whenever you're doing things like any kind of energy meditation healing, like say Reiki or Qigong or any of that sort of thing. The energy level is where you are learning all of these different things like charging talismans, or, you know, one of the things that I first learned was how the reason that, for example, evergreen trees, you know, they represent immortality because they don't lose their leaves in the winter, they're always alive. Well, one of the first things I learned was just for improving your own physical health and achieving longevity, physical longevity, is you just put your hands on the side of an evergreen tree and you picture the inside of the tree as being filled with this green light, this green chi. Put your hands on it, and every time you inhale, you're drawing the chi from that tree into the energy centers in your palms, up your hands, and into the Tippereth center in your chest. So you've got your hands on the tree, and every time you inhale, you pull more of the tree's energy in, make this brighter, and you can radiate it out through your aura. Or, for example, you could put one hand on the tree and hold a talisman in this hand, and as you inhale and draw energy from the tree through this one, you then exhale and let it go down this arm and into the talisman. So all these kinds of energy work, all of them are taking place on the etheric level of reality. This is also the level of reality where outside things exist, things like thought forms or egregores. Somebody asked, what's the difference in a thought form and an egregore? A thought form is something that one person is feeding energy into. An egregore is something that everybody is feeding energy into, or a lot of people are feeding energy into. And I'll give you an example. When you're talking about archangels, like say the archangel Michael, you know, Michael is known, acknowledged, thought about, prayed to, all kinds of stuff by, you know, pretty much the entirety of Western civilization. He is all in Christianity and Judaism and Islam and New Age, and you know, pretty much everybody knows who Michael is. So the fact that all of these people know about it, ask for protection from it, work with it, they're feeding energy into it. So that's an egregore. An egregore is an intelligence that is made of a bunch of people's energies, combined energies, all put together. So that is on the next level of reality. Above that level of reality, you have the mental level of reality. The mental level is what I'm referring to when I'm talking about how all of these things are inside of us, like the angels are our higher consciousness, the goetic entities, demons, whatever you want to call them, are our lower reptilian consciousness. That's the mental level of reality, where when you're looking at the energy level, you're looking at things outside yourself. When you're looking at the mental level, you turn it back inward. You're looking at things inside yourself. The very final level, what we call the divine level, is where there is no duality. For example, whenever I'm talking about how you will realize yourself to be the consciousness that is looking out through the eyes of every man, woman, and child in the world, you experienced firsthand that you are all things. And nothing ever changes. Everything is already perfect. Everything is as it is, and you are content to be a watcher who watches creation unfold before you with no need to do anything, because everything is God. God is within all things. That is the very top level. Now, all of these levels are real. All of these levels are true. Whether you're talking about this unified level of reality where we're all one, or whether you're talking about this physical level of reality where we are all individuals. All of these things are true simultaneously. The more you go up to that highest level, and the more you're capable of bringing it back down into this world with you, the more you are making this world like heaven. You don't even have to do anything a lot of times. You will change your own energy and change what you're radiating and emitting to such a degree that you will have an influence or an effect on every single thing that you come in contact with. Okay guys, I have a lot more questions that I've written down, and I'm going to go directly into those. So if you are following me on the next level video, I think it's like the, whatever it is, it's the level above this one. I'm going to pick up right where we left off and go into more questions for that one. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for being with me, and I will talk to you back here soon. Bye-bye.